lovely people, and happy Advent. It is the 1st of December today, and I thought that what I might do this year is, I'm not quite ready to commit to full-on Vlogmas, but I do want to film some little snippets as the month goes on, and just share with you a little bit about what I'm making, what we're getting up to. Yeah, we have some building work starting in the house next week, which is very exciting and a little bit scary and all of that good stuff. But yeah, it's the 1st of December. And the other thing that I really wanted to do is, I was listening to a podcast yesterday and I was reminded of something that I did already know, but I'd kind of forgotten. And it's this, that in order to have more happiness, more joy in your life, gratitude is absolutely key. And I know I've spoken about that, and I try and promote that as much as I can. But I was just reminded that it's not just the act of thinking, oh, I'm thankful for, but it's the actual act of writing it down and then telling somebody about it. So I've decided to have a little bit of experiment this month as well. I am, if nothing else gets done, video-wise, vloggy-wise in a day, I am going to film a little snippet of myself telling you something that I'm grateful for that day. Okay, so that's quite exciting. I'm intrigued to see how it works. And it might feel a bit uncomfortable initially, but you know, we'll go with it. So this morning I am, I have about, I've got about a quarter of an hour to get a few bits and bobs done before I'm going out to teach. In case you wonder about where I'm actually sat, and this phone is wobbling all over the place, my apologies. Oh, it's always fun here, you know. It's the power lead. I've got it on its charger and it keeps pulling it down. There we go. So I am sat in our, mine and hubby's craft room. Can you tell which side is my storage? Which side is his? His 3D printer and everything. So to kick this morning off, I thought I'd share with you some of my finished things, because something I'm very grateful for is my hands. And that might sound really, really dodgy, but bear with me. I'm grateful because my hands let me create, they let me make things, they let me touch things, they let me enjoy what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to share with you first of all my finished cardigan. I finally finished my cardigan. So if you've watched any of the Yarnia bits, and let's just be clear, these videos, they're just going to incorporate everything. I'm not going to separate out, you know, oh, this one's more about craft and this one's more about planning and everything. It's just going to be anything and everything. So yeah, anything could happen. So I have finished my harvest cardigan. Isn't she lovely? Look at that colour in the yarn. I'm going to pop it on and just show you a little bit how it sits. So this is a pattern by Tin Can Knits. I think it is a free pattern. Doesn't really go with polar bears, but never mind. And if I stand up, it just hits me just above my hips. And what I wanted was a kind of a little jacket effect, really. So it was never meant to be a cardigan that would do up, although it does have enough stretch in it. Sorry, you're getting a lovely boob shot this morning, aren't you? But it does just tuck round, 3/4 length sleeves, perfect for wearing with most of my dresses. And because it's not too long, it sits well with the dresses as well. You know, I don't just turn into bleh, I kind of look like I'm wearing a sack of potatoes. Or a potato sack. Is it? I don't look like I am a sack of potatoes or wearing a sack. I can't remember what the phrase is now. So yeah, so this is my little harvest cardigan. It is lovely. You start by working all of the, well, what could become a button band, sort of to there. Then you pick up and then you work back and forward, split for the sleeves, and then away you go again. It's knit in fibre spates. It's their DK. It is 100% merino, and I can't remember the colourway. So prepared me. But I will pop details down below, or they may be on my previous episodes. But yes, I finished it. It's been washed, it's been blocked, it's been worn, and I love it. The next thing I finished, now I hope you're ready for this, because this is something that we had to stop talking about for a while because it just never happened. Well, it finally has happened. I finished my kitten mittens. See, there are two. So my kitten mittens, I'll just show you this one. These are adapted from a pattern by Enchanted Woodland. I really struggle to say that, I'm so sorry. I feel very ignorant for not being able to say it properly. But again, I will leave a link down below. They're in a book by her. And I love her things. I just love the little kittens. It's the second sort of kitten related cat thing that I've made. I made the cat Vent Cowl, if you remember, with all the peaky cats on. But these are great. These are made from Nora George yarns. Her DK weight in, I want to say it's peacock and willow. They're actually leftovers from a jumper that I made, so really happy that I've used up some of my leftovers, although I do still have enough probably to make another 2 pairs. So there we go. So that's those finished, and of course it wouldn't be me if I hadn't also finished making some socks. Now let me show you them, and then I'm going to explain about them because they're a bit of a cheat, to be perfectly honest with you. Well, are they or aren't they? I did have to do some knitting on them. But these are, again, Nora George yarns for the main colour. The two contrasts, I think this one is a Lay Family yarn that I got in a like a bits and bobs box. And this top one is definitely a Nora George. But I didn't knit them. I knit only the heels, toes and cuffs because Tracy, who owns Nora George, has a circular sock machine, and so I sent her some yarns and got her to actually do them on her circular sock machine. Does that count still? I still have to do some work. And yes, I did say yarns. I have got a few more sock tubes waiting to be made into socks or possibly mittens. I've not decided yet. But how beautiful are those colours? This is, I think it's Spring Bouquet. It's one of her charity yarns from this year, and I love it. Now the thing is, because this is the full 50 gram not mini skein, 50 gram skein. Let me show you the bunny faces, much jollier to look at. These are actually a lot longer than I would normally knit, and they are at a slightly looser gauge than I would knit, although it's still 64 stitches. So they're a much longer sock than I would normally have, which is nice because we all need that long pair of socks to go in wellies and things. But I think what I'm going to do with my other sock tubes in the new year, because I'm not tackling them yet, is I'm actually going to make shorter socks that could probably come to about here, which will mean that I can probably get 2 pairs out of 50, or I can get 1 pair, and then I have a feeling that I could do some afterthought thumbs, as I think I've mentioned before, and get a pair of mitts out as well. So yeah, so that's the plan. So those are my socks. Those are my 3 finished things, which I am super pleased with. Now, in terms of advent knitting, I have begun my advent knitting. I'm not going to show you it yet. Well, no, I am going to show you, because the chances are that you probably haven't got the same advent calendars as I have. But if you have got either the Yarn Badger self-striping sock yarn or the Nora George Yarns advent calendar, you might not want to look now, because I had a big crisis on Sunday and went, do you know what? It's my yarn, it's my advent calendar, and I can start now if I want to. So I have actually already started. So this is the Yarn Badger advent calendar, the advent sock yarn. It's based on a Christmas carousel is the theme, and here is one of the balls. Isn't that gorgeous? And I've actually ended up with the other one in a cake, which goes to show you the difference, doesn't it? But you can see a few more colours in the cake. Then you can see some more of the purple and the blue. It has got gold stellina in. It's so lovely. And I have also got the little contrast mini, and I've already started. And I'm not limiting myself to one stripe a day, because I think there will be some days when I don't get to do any. So I've actually already knit one cuff and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripes. Shall I show you? It's so pretty. You ready? Look at that. Now it's a 24 stripe colourway. So it's going to be 24 stripes. Different stripes. I assume different stripes. I don't think there's going to be repeats. Maybe there will be. Who knows? We'll have to see. That bit I can't really tell from having already wound it up, but I'm very excited for getting into that purpley colour there. That's going to be very fun. So those are my advent socks. I'm just doing plain vanilla. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to do heel, flap and gusset on a pair of stripy socks, or if I'm going to then go back and do an afterthought heel. I might actually do a heel, flap and gusset and just see how it works out, because I've never really done it with a self-striping yarn in that way. So that'll be quite interesting. And then my Nora George yarn, I'm crocheting. I'm actually crocheting something through Advent, which is really fun, and I've not done that before. I have already opened my Nora George yarn Advent calendar. I have wound most of the days up into little cakes on my ball winder, because again, the time that it takes to actually do that eats into my knitting and crochet time. So I'm going to show you now what I'm making, and yeah, I have days 1 and 2 colours in here. So here we go. Look away now if you don't want to see. There we go. So I am making what's going to be quite a wide kind of scarfy wrappy thing. It's called the Bantam Wrap by EllieBeth Designs. She's an Australian designer, I think. And you can see we've got the first colour here, and then this cream sort of striping in, and it just alternates between lace and stripes. This is the colour for day 2. And I am really excited, having seen the whole calendar, to see this change and develop. Now, I'm not going quite according to pattern, because basically you do these stripe sections are all worked in the back loop only, single crochet in the back loop only. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, basically I'm going to do enough that will get some definition with the texture. You can sort of see there what I'm getting at, and it'll come out when I've blocked anyway, so you can get a little bit of the definition, but I'm not doing it all because it's my crochet, it's my advent calendar, and I can do what I want with it. So those are my 2 advent projects. I do have one more advent calendar, which is really exciting. It was a swap with Catherine at Crafternoon Treats, and do go and check out her channel, because she is doing Craftmas, which looks super exciting, and she's going to be sharing a craft most days in Advent. So her advent calendar arrived in this amazing bag, which I'm fairly certain she has like, what's the word I want? I was going to say painted, designed, stamped, made, decorated. It looks like we've got like some block printing going on, and then, oh, it's really, really lovely. So wonderfully put together. And there was a little tag on it outside. Look at this. Oh, it's kind of vintage. She's very into a junk journaling at the moment. And this little envelope she's made. And so it's got a theme of winter magic, and it came with this lovely little, all folded up, so beautifully designed and put together. Absolutely love it. And yeah, so it's her seasonal calendars, and it's sock yarn, depending, and it's some different bases. So that's quite excited. And yeah, so I opened the first one this morning, which you've probably already seen in the opening to the video, as I did film me and the girls opening our advent calendars this morning. And everything is just in these really sweet little packages. I'm so excited, and it looks like it's all in order, so it's very organised. And this first one is called Enchanted Woodland. And here we go, let me just wrap that round. Look at that. How beautiful is that? It is gorgeous. And there is so many little goodies in here. There's a main skein for Christmas Day. So I'm very, very excited to get in and open that each day. Haven't decided what I'm going to make with this one yet. I think I'm going to wait until I see the colours. It might... I haven't got like a granny stripe blanket or anything on the go at the moment, but this feels like it might be too special for that. It's so, so lovely. It does also say that you could weave with it, and just out of sight over here is my big Christmas present, and it's a rigid heddle loom, and I'm so excited. It's sat next to Luke's big Christmas present, which is a 3D resin printer. We have very different kind of ideas. Anyway. Well, my lovely people, I'm going to have to leave it there for today because my wrist is buzzing, which means that it's time for me to head out and teach a couple of piano lessons. I will check in with you as the week goes on, and yeah, I hope you are having a beautiful day. It's another beautiful sunrise. And I wanted to try and show you that beautiful, beautiful crescent moon. Oh, and I can't decide if I can actually see the rest of the circle of the moon kind of behind it, behind the shadow, or if my brain's just filling it in. I think I can actually see it. Either way, it's gorgeous this morning. So let's go and crack on with the day.